On today's episode, we are going to talk about enjoying the process. There's maybe more than one process that we go through, and life is about enjoying the journey, the process, right? That's what we want to talk about today. And it starts with this great quote that I heard from Dennis Waitley a year or two ago. And he said, "Live in the moment, not for the moment." Man, this was so profound when I heard it, because I don't know about you, but just speaking for me, I am always looking for the future moments. I am always working towards a future. I'm always working towards a goal, a destination, or a place that I'm trying to get to, or a person I'm trying to be. I'm always living today for the future. But we've got to be careful, because if we're living for the future, we're really not living for the day. And therefore, we're not really enjoying the process, right? He went as far as to say that when he would go on a trip, like to a safari in Africa that he used to do quite often, he purposely would not bring a camera to this trip. And you might think, well, that's crazy, because how many amazing animals and landscape and just scenery would you see on a great safari that you would go on? I mean, you would want to capture all those moments, right? So that you could show them to somebody or look at them later. But he on purpose wouldn't bring a camera, because he didn't want to look through the lens of a camera at one particular thing at one particular time. He wanted to be able to experience everything the whole time. And I'm wondering if sometimes, if we don't get so focused on a future moment or a destination or somewhere we're trying to get to or someone we're trying to be, I'm wondering if we're missing out on the better things. I'm wondering if we're missing out on opportunities or missing out on experiences or enjoyable moments. Maybe that's why a lot of people are struggling and depression is on the rise, and people are fearful and scared and worrying and have doubt and uncertain, because we're so focused on the future fears that we're missing out on the bittersweet, enjoyable moments that are happening all around us right now. Because you can't look around this great earth and not find something nice to look at, something enjoyable, something you can laugh at or have fun with. I know the world is crazy. I know it's upside down. I know there's a lot of fear, but we still have to enjoy the day-to-day. We still got to find a way to enjoy the process. So that's what we want to talk about today. And I'm just going to dive in. As usual, I have some steps. I have 3 steps today to help us with this, because there's so many opportunities out there. And Andy Rooney says, opportunity is never lost. Someone will take the ones you miss, right? There's plenty of opportunities out there for us to enjoy life, for us to make connections, for us to find help in the destination and the directions and everything that we've talked about previously. But we have to take advantage of those opportunities. I mean, how many more opportunities could you have if you lived in the moment, not for the future moment? Because if we're living for the future or the past moments, are we really living in the now and in the present moment? I mean, people are taking pictures for the future to remember the past. Think about that. That's why we take pictures. We take a picture so that in the future we can then remember the past. But if we're living in the future or the past, how are we enjoying the process and the moments of today, of right now? Look around wherever you are right now. That's where you are. We've got to live in that moment. Sometimes we just need to stop and just look around at what we have right now. Be thankful, be grateful that you're alive, that you're listening to this podcast, that you have the capability to do what you're currently doing. Just stop for 1 minute, live in this moment right now, listening to my voice or watching me. Enjoy this moment. This is a good moment. Enjoy it. We must live in the moment so that we don't miss the opportunities that will help us with the destination, that will help us with the directions to the destination. Are you with me? Are you ready? All right, let's jump into these steps. How do we not miss these opportunities that are keeping us from enjoying the process and enjoying the journey and getting to the destination in a much better state of mind, in a much better way, in a much more efficient, maybe faster way? Number one, we got to look up. Too many people are walking around right now looking down. And I get it. Like I said, the world is kind of crazy right now in 2022. A lot of people are discouraged. Depression is on the rise. Addiction is on the rise. Suicide is on the rise. There's a lot of suffer and hurt people out there. Don't take that lightly. People are suffering. People have a reason to be discouraged. People have a reason to be down. But we've got to somehow find the strength to look up from that struggle, to look up from that uncertainty, to look up from that fear. Because when you look up, you can get up. If you can just look up in that mess you're in, then you will have the ability to then get up out of it. We must look up. It's hard to see opportunities, and it's hard to enjoy this process to reach our destination if we're always looking down. First step is you've got to look up. It will do wonders for you. I mean, it'll help your posture, right? It'll throw your shoulders back. It makes you feel more confident. It makes you look more confident. More people will maybe come up to you. You're more approachable. You can make more connections. You can network. You can further your career, your business, whatever it is. We've got to look up and enjoy the process and the opportunities that come our way. That's the first step. Number two, we've got to look forward. Man, too many of us, me included, are looking back. Too many of us are stuck holding on to the past. There's some things in our life that if we don't let go of, we can't reach our next level. We can't reach our ending destination where we're trying to go. There's things that we're holding on to, baggage, if you will, that you're carrying around that's from your past. If it's in the past, leave it in the past, right? We've got to take some of this stuff off, let it go, stop looking back, stop holding on to it, stop remembering it, stop claiming it, and move forward. Got to take your eyes and look forward. We want to move forward. There's nothing back there good for us, because if it was, we wouldn't be going this way from it. We've got to look forward. That's the second step. And the third one, we've got to look wide. Not only do we need to look up, not only do we need to look forward, but we've got to expand our vision, right? Our eyes can see all the way out here. I can see both of my fingers right now. Sorry, right here. If you're not watching this, just put your fingers out beside your head. You can see both of your fingers, yet sometimes we get so focused on this little object in my hand, and it's a cell phone. Sometimes we're so focused on this one device or this one thing that it's almost as if we're creating tunnel vision, and our whole world is then narrowed down to a little 3-inch by 5-inch device, when there's such a much bigger world out there that we're missing. It's so funny to me, and I'm guilty sometimes, but it's so funny to me when you go to a restaurant, a busy restaurant, maybe you've experienced this on a Friday or Saturday night, and you see a family or friends sitting around at a table, maybe 4 or 5 people, and all of them are on their phone. I don't mean talking, having a conversation. I mean, they're all looking at their phone. They're sitting across from family, from friends, from maybe people that they don't hang out with all the time or see every day. Yet they are focused on a little 3-inch by 5-inch device instead of engaging with other humans, enjoying moments with other people, talking and communicating with people around them, where there could be opportunities, where they could learn and grow, where they could enjoy some good times, some laughter, some memories, something that they have in common that they could talk about. They're missing that because they're too busy talking to someone else that's not even in the room, or they're too busy trying to see if someone liked a post or trying to engage with people that they don't even know. Are you more concerned to please the people you don't know or the people that you see on a regular basis? I mean, we've got to stop this tunnel vision of just focusing on one little device or one little thing or one destination, and we've got to enjoy everything around us. Like Dennis Waitley, not taking a camera on a safari so he can enjoy everything, see everything, smell everything, taste whatever is coming your way, hear everything that's going on around you. We've got to pay attention to what's going on. It's so hard right now having children in this day and age. Parents, you might understand this analogy, but you have children that are sitting in the back of the car and they need a device because they're so bored, because there's nothing to do, because it's a long car ride. And I'm like, when I was your age, we didn't have a little device. We didn't have a smartphone. We didn't even have like internet radio where you could just search for any song. We were lucky if we had an FM radio. We didn't even have CD players back then. This was like tape cassettes, and we didn't really have a lot of tape cassettes. So you were listening to the radio, and all you had to look at was what was passing you by through your window. Anybody remember those days? I'm kind of aging myself, but when all you had to look at, the only screen you had was a car window, and you had to observe the trees and the mountains and the animals and other cars and the landscape and the buildings and the billboards and the ads and all the things. That's all you had. But it was enjoyable, and you didn't know any different. Now, God forbid, a child sit in the back of a car and just look out the window. I mean, creativity comes when you look at the creation. I really believe that. If you want more creativity, you got to look around and see the beautiful creation that's on this earth. God was a creator. He created you and me, and he gave us the ability to create things ourselves. But how can you have a creative thought if all you're ever doing is reading and scrolling through apps and social media and not even engaging with the people at your table? We must enjoy the process on the way to the great destination that we're going. Look up, look forward, and look wide. That's what I have for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with someone. And again, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. As always, I appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing